Hello everybody, my name is Jessica Yu from the Guelph Family Health Study, and today I'm going to be presenting to you my research on free sugar from snacks and beverages in Canadian preschoolers. Firstly, what is free sugar? Free sugar is sugar added to foods and beverages during processing or at the table, plus sugar from 100% fruit juice. And this includes sugars you might expect from honey, syrup, pop. However, it also includes sugars that may be added to pancake mix and the sugars naturally found in fruit juice. What free sugar is not are the naturally occurring milk sugars found in dairy products that are unsweetened, as well as the naturally occurring sugars from cut or whole fruits. The World Health Organization recommends that free sugar intake be limited to less than 5% of total energy intake in order to reduce the risk of dental cavities and unhealthy weight gain. However, in Canada, the national intake amongst children 1 to 8 years old is 13.8% of total energy intake. The Canadian Food Guide recommends various strategies to reduce free sugar intake, such as the preparation of nutritious snacks with little to no added sugar, as well as the selection of water as the beverage of choice. However, despite these recommendations, in actuality, very little research investigating snack and beverage sources of free sugar amongst young children actually exists. Therefore, the overall objective of this study was to determine how snacks and beverages contribute to free sugar intake in preschool-aged children, and specifically, to determine contribution of free sugar from snacks and beverages expressed as a percentage of daily total energy intake and daily free sugar energy intake. The contribution of free sugar intake from snack and beverage categories. If snack and beverage intake vary by age and/or sex. The percentage of children exceeding the World Health Organization free sugar recommendations through snack or beverage free sugar intake. This was a secondary analysis of full study baseline data from the Guelph Family Health Study. And at baseline, parents reported the 24-hour dietary intake of their children using ASA24, an online tool. And this tool queried for a lot of specific information, such as the brand name of the items, the time the items were eaten, and the eating occasion, such as snack, breakfast, lunch, dinner, etc. Since ASA24 is a US tool that actually calculates added sugar, free sugar was estimated by adding added sugar with sugar from 100% fruit juice. Then, items were classified into 15 snack and beverage categories using a classification system adapted by Bernstein et al., who also previously did free sugar research. Free sugar intakes from snack and beverage sources were then determined. After exclusion, our sample included 267 children from 210 families, and the majority of these families were about middle income. The parents were fairly well educated, and usually each family had one child who participated in this analysis. Also, the participants were mostly Caucasian. Their mean age was 3.7 years old, and there was an even split between boys and girls. When we look at their energy intake from free sugar, we see that on average, the children consumed 10.6% of their total energy intake from free sugar. Also, snacks contributed more than 1/4 of their total energy intake, which is very comparable to Canadian and US national preschool data. Also, snacks and beverages contributed approximately half of daily free sugar energy. This figure shows the percent of children consuming different levels of their total energy from snack-free sugar. And when we look at the last two columns, bars, we see that 30% of children consumed more than 5% of their total energy intake from snack-free sugar alone. This table shows a breakdown of the snack categories that are actually contributing to this intake. And we see first that in the first three columns, this shows the proportion of children who consumed each snack category, followed by at the end, the percent contribution, the amounts of free sugar that snack category actually contributed to total energy intake amongst the children who consumed that snack category. And what I want you to get from this is that bakery products, candy and sweet condiments, and sugar-containing beverages were the sugary snack categories that were consumed by the largest proportion of children. And these snack categories also contributed a large amount of free sugar. Moving on to beverages, we again see in the last two bars that 17% of children consumed more than 5% of their total energy intake from beverage-free sugar alone. And again, looking at the beverage categories contributing to this intake, firstly, we see that sugar-containing beverages were actually consumed by almost half of the children. And also, still on sugar-containing beverages, that amongst the children who consume sugar-containing beverages contributed 5.3% of total energy intake from free sugar. The sugar-containing beverage that was consumed by the largest proportion of children and also contributed the largest amount of free sugar was 100% fruit juice, followed by flavored milk. And happily, soft drinks, diet soft drinks, sports drinks, and energy drinks were consumed by little to no children. When we looked at sex and age, we found that in older children, beverages contributed less total energy intake, but free sugars made up a larger proportion of beverage energy. And therefore, we looked at the distribution of beverage free sugar calories by types of drinks in children less than 3 years versus greater than or equal to 3 years. As expected, we found that fruit juice was the sugar-containing beverage that contributed the most free sugar amongst young and older children. However, we also found that smoothies contributed an unexpectedly large amount of free sugar amongst the younger children. So what the study found was that free sugar energy contributed less to total energy intake compared to children 1 to 8 years old from the Canadian Community Health Survey, but still exceeded World Health Organization recommendations. 1 in 3 children exceeded World Health Organization free sugar recommendations through snacks alone. And also, approximately half of free sugar energy came from snacks and beverages. Bakery products, sugars and sweets, and sugar-containing beverages, specifically 100% fruit juice and flavored milk, were the top snack and beverage sources of free sugar. There were some limitations of the study. So, for example, our children had parents who were fairly educated. Most of them were Caucasian, and therefore generalizability to more diverse populations may not be possible. Also, the cross-sectional nature of our study means that seasonal variation in dietary patterns may not have been accounted for. However, there were also strengths to the study. To our knowledge, this was the first study to investigate how snacks and beverages contribute to free sugar intake in Canadian preschool-aged children. And also, the study allowed for direct comparison with the World Health Organization free sugar intake recommendations. The findings of the study is that replacement of sugary snacks and beverages with nutritious alternates should be encouraged as a feasible method to reduce free sugar intake and improve diet quality amongst preschool-age children, particularly bakery products, candy and sweet condiments, and sugar-containing beverages. Thank you to our funders. These are the references. And to learn more, please visit us here.